Hi everyone, Mercedes here with your Tuesday tip. So today I want to talk about a couple of things and review a couple of things that you should be doing, especially you should have been doing them by now. The first thing is let's study consumer behavior. Let's look at the direction that people are going in. The new normal, this is hands down, going to stick around for a very long time, is the mask wearing. The CDC has recommended it, people are accepting it. Fashion designers, small designers, independent designers are stepping up their game. And as retailers, let's find a way of doing, especially in the beginning when we first open up, a gift with purchase. And let that be our gift with purchase. So seeking small production factories. I know in my neighborhood here in the Catskills, we have some quilters that have been working on some for me. So that's just an idea of how to start building back these confidence in these relationships with your customers. The next thing is, have you spoken to your supply chain, meaning the vendors, brands? Are you talking to your factories? Are you readjusting your fall orders that you're going to have to place without having pre-orders? Are we looking at to recolor and remodel our fall 2020 into fall 2021, which is where I think that the break in the situation that we're in is going to start to normalize. So that's quite a bit away. That's almost half a year away when we're talking about reworking the things that we've already put together for fall, since we're not going to have a lot of sales there, reworking them for fall 21, continuing our spring. Hopefully, we have some spring stock that we can carry through. And for the retailers, we're going to have to reorganize a lot of our deliveries. Look at your orders, see what you had coming in for spring, late spring, summer. See if we can't push them out a little bit, if we can't re-merchandise them to work for a pre-fall collection. You don't really want to cancel your orders. You want to try to adapt them and make them more of a transition piece. And let's face it, look, I'm wearing plaids with short sleeves today. We can work this into fall. We can rework this with a cashmere sweater. There's a lot of things that we can do. And this is where the insight of being a stylist and not just like a salesperson or a retailer and being a merchant really come into play. The next thing is staff training. So I've always been an advocate of obviously selling in salesmanship, right? Which is not a natural born trait. You have to actually study it and learn it and practice it. And what we're going to really be critical with this time is with the UPTs, units per transaction. We're really going to have to upsell the small amount of people that are going to come back to our retail stores. And I just want to stop there for a second. And I just want to really get you excited because unfortunately, a lot of the department stores, a lot of the chains, I feel that with the new consumer behavior, they're not going to want, the consumer is not going to want to shop in malls. They're not going to want to shop in a big department store, in a big crowded situation. They want to go to Main Street. They want to go into the boutique environment because that's where they're going to feel comfortable. And that's why that gift with purchase of the mask is going to be a big deal because that's going to be a draw for them to come in. I still haven't decided if we're going to do a deep discount once things start to come back. And I'm going to say you could almost quote me on this. It's not going to come back as a big wave. I think it's going to trickle back. The new projection dates are early June. I'm thinking 4th of July is where we're going to do the big like rollout, maybe do some kind of Black Friday, 4th of July kind of event. So where was I going with the sales training? The next thing is we have to obviously sales, units per transaction, crisis management, which is another thing we always talked about in sales training, and loss prevention. But now I want you to add another one. I want you to add hygiene. And what do I mean by that? Besides like the obvious things of like having the hand sanitizer, that's going to be a new normal, of having tissues all over the store, like tissue boxes where people can actually like pick up the tissue instead of like sneezing into their arms, which I always thought was kind of disgusting. I want you to just make everybody aware that now when people try on things, we're going to either spray them with Lysol or we're going to steam them to make sure that they're like, let's just say cootie free because I hate all this drama that's going on. The other thing is like little things, like, you know what really always bothered me? When people pick up the tissue to wrap up something and they lick their finger and pick up the tissue. Like, we have to avoid all of that. We really have to be focused about the new proper hygiene and protocols that we're going to have in our store. And it might be also limiting the number of people and maybe even postponing some of the events into late fall where you don't have a big crowd of people in your store too. And the last thing is, I want you to think about this. We have been offering free shipping. We have been offering curbside drop off, which is great when we don't have a lot of stuff to do. But once we get back into the routine of having a store, these are also going to be the new normals. You're going to have to figure out a way logistically of being able to provide these free shipping and the curbside, because it is a convenience, it is an add-on, and it is going to keep us separated from the department stores and the chain stores that, in my opinion, are going to go bat-ass crazy discounting. We really don't want to go there because we really have to figure out our margins and work based on that. So that's your Tip Tuesday. Was a lot. I am also going to be sending emails out. If I don't have your email, make sure that I do have it. I'm going to offer a program where you're going to get the master class and a year of membership for a very, very discounted price. So please do take me up on